said EMS, but yeah. Um, if EMS needs anything, they if they're responding to a call and we think that someone should be with them, we send them like a unit with them to make sure that they're protected. Um, but yeah, does that seem like it's a bit too much for you? I know you've done it in the past, but
Honestly, it does not seem too much. I mean, it's a lot there to it. Don't get me wrong, but I would
hmm
still love to give my hand at it.
Okay. I do want to say because apparently a lot of people that have been applying for dispatch are not aware of this when they interview. Um, you cannot apply to the PD until 30 days.
Yep.
Okay, you're aware of that?
Yeah, I was recently made aware of that,
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
which was
Um,
the other day.
yeah, so 30 days, once you do dispatch, sure, you can go ahead and apply. That doesn't guarantee you a spot in the PD, but I just want to make it clear that if you're coming here for dispatch, you are a dispatcher. You're not a dispatcher that wants to become a cop. Um, you know, I, hold on.
If you want to be an officer later, of course, we'll
Mm-hmm.
support you. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But at the time, I'm a dispatcher, correct?
Exactly, exactly. So we want to make sure that you have everything you need to be like successful in your role.
Yep.
Um, because I will say that if you're a dispatcher that just wants to become a cop, people will notice. People will like if you're not doing your job and stuff like that. Um, like it's taken into account. So like anything you need, if you were to get this job, you can like feel free to come to me or your shift lead or anything like that, and like we'll make sure that you have that knowledge to be successful. I think that's a
Okay.
big thing to be reminded of. But yeah, that's um I just wanted to let you know that before we start the interview. Peach, you have any questions before I continue? Sorry.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. So, you mentioned you previously
Bro, my back.
have experience and stuff.
Yes.
So, you're familiar with the radio a little bit.
Yep.
What'd you say? Oh,
I'm
good,
a little
good,
rusty
good.
probably with it, but yes,
Of
I'm.
course.
But yes, I'm aware of the radio.
Good, good, good. Glad to hear that. Okay.
Okay, so I guess you have a little bit of knowledge, but like, and I know you said like you're familiar with the radio, but do you have any like, do you know the 10 codes or any 10 codes or anything like that?
If they're the same 10 codes I would go off of, they would be 1076 in or out.
Mm-hmm.
1038 would be a traffic stop.
Okay.
1020 would be obviously location. 1050 be a vehicle accident. I'm guessing a 1090 would probably be a bank robbery of some sorts or a robbery of some sorts.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
Wow.
Oh wow.
I agree.
I was pretty impressed.
Impressive.
So you do know the difference between like 311 and 911, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, can you explain that to me?
311
Good,
is not
good, good.
emergency, 911 is emergency.
Mm,
Or 311 could also be used as
Wow.
information as well.
okay. Okay. Mm, I see. I see. Okay. Well, one question I want to ask you is, how would you handle like blatant disrespect? Like if someone's like, "Yo, dispatch, shut the freak up," like on the radio, like when you're trying to tell people to go to a different channel, like how would you handle that? Who would you go to if anything? What would you do next if someone said that to you?
Well, if it was my first day and that happened to me, right, I'd probably
Mm-hmm.
take it with a grain of salt as much as I possibly could, and I'd probably go to my higher up the chain, of course.
Okay.
Or even the dispatcher next to me and be like, "Hey, what's the best route to go about this? If they're not brand new, just like me, you know what I'm saying? Um,
Mm.
Obviously, as a dispatcher, you probably shouldn't let take that from them. But as a newer first day on the job dispatch, I'd probably take it a little bit differently and ask my higher up just to make sure I am doing it correctly.
Good,
Mm.
good, good.
Okay. Hmm. You know, I gotta ask a question, okay? You're bald, okay? I'm
Yes.
bald. You know, it's not that hard to notice that, okay? Now, let's just say, I'm having a bad day and like, I'm sick of people bullying me because I'm bald, okay? And you're also bald. So you might get where I'm coming from. But let's just say that, we're sitting next to each other. It's April Fools, but like the only fool's gonna be everybody else and not me today. And I'm laughing, and you're like, "What are you laughing at?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just put Nair in everybody's shampoo." Okay, I just put Nair in everybody's shampoo, and I'm like, they're gonna pay for trying to bully me for being bald. Okay, okay,
Damn.
and you see everybody like, "Ooh, that was a good shift, everybody." Everyone's slapping butts and high-fiving each other and whatnot. And then, they're heading towards the locker rooms. And you're the only person that knows that there's Nair in their shampoo. And they're like, "Man, I gotta take a nice shower, man. Like, I gotta go wash my hair." What are you doing? Are you stopping them? Are you just watching it go down? What do you do?
Well, honestly, I shave my head, so it's a toss up. It's a toss up. I would love to see it happen at the same time. I don't know if that's the right protocol. Oh.
It's
Oh,
fine.
Okay. Okay. Remember what that means. Uh. Anyways. Nair, huh?
mm-hmm.
In everyone's shampoo bottle.
Everybody.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I would have to say I'd probably let it watch out.
Mm. So
Oh.
you wouldn't tell nobody?
No.
Not even Peach?
Wait, what? You wouldn't tell me?
Uh,
He's,
nah.
he's thinking about it. Oh my gosh. Listen, okay? One thing I always say is dispatch stick together, okay? We gotta have each other's
Mm-hmm.
back, okay? And that includes the lead, okay? And the head of dispatch, which is Peach, by the way. That's
Look, I'm
Peach.
just saying, you tell it. Officers will throw you under the bus. Okay?
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Dispatchers? No.
This is true. We have each other's backs, okay? When you fall, I fall. Unless you do something really messed up, and then I gotta throw you under the bus. But that's not the point. I still got your back, Okay? And we gotta have each other back. Even if the heads are officers, they're still dispatch at the end of the day. You know? The loyalty lie where the loyalty lie. And it all starts with us.
Understood.
But thanks for having my back. You real for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you real for that. You real for that. Okay. That was a good answer. That was a good answer. Okay. Well, um, this job is, this. I wouldn't say it's difficult, but sometimes it's, there's pressure. Okay. Sometimes you got four stations going on at the same time. One person's getting shot at, the other person's getting ran over on the other station. Okay. Now this is gonna be a question about priority. Okay. Now let's say you got one channel, um, someone's getting ran over, not an officer, but someone's getting ran over, they need medical, okay? And then on the next channel, you have officers being shot, okay? And then on the next channel, you have a robbery going on with the hostage.
Mm-hmm.
What would you prioritize over the other in ranking 1, 2, 3? And why?
Okay. I know it's different for different cities and all that, so I might be kind of rusty with this, but usually, usually, the medical and the officer getting shot would come priority over the well. Then again, it's a hostage. Hmm.
Think about it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Option 4 is save a cat from a tree. That's a
I
good
would
one.
for the dispatcher, honestly, uh shooting number 1. Medical number 2, hostage number 3.
Okay. Wait, what'd you say, Peach? Sorry.
Nothing. Officers dying. Look, we just want to know, can you handle all the pressure? You
Yeah,
know,
Yes.
this is true.
look, it's okay if you make mistakes and stuff. Um, you know, like maybe right now, high intense situation, officers dying left and right. Okay, there's always gonna be someone command to take control of the scenario, and then
Mm.
command might ask, "Hey, dispatch, can you flash the channel?" Whatever, right? Um, and so you would never have to be in like a crazy position where the lives of officers are um during a crazy shootout is on your shoulders. Right? There's also a command person out on the field to do that for you. But I mean, here's the thing, it's very stressful seeing your coworkers die and stuff. Um, um, but I mean, you'll be okay with that. Uh, um, oh, there it goes.
Oh my
Holy crap.
Yeah,
Busy
yeah, yeah.
day.
Yep. But you would just want to monitor, these around in case 911 comes in, 311s. Officers won't be able to respond to those, right, during a shootout because they're focused on the shootout. So you'll be responding those. And then also, being mindful about. Ooh.
Are you sure everything's okay?
Yeah.
Shall I just channel 178s for them? Or no? Whatever you.
Up and flipping, butt flipping nowhere. I'm not going all the way up there. Anyways. But like I said, there. I mean, sometimes you might feel like there's a lot of pressure because there's so much going on.
Hi, Mo.
But you know what? I mean, here's the thing. There are a lot times where there can be just kind of quiet, right, Rosa?
Yep, this is true. A lot of downtime.
Now, how do you feel about when it comes to downtime? And by downtime, what I mean is that depending, what shift do you plan on working, Mister?
I believe
Is it?
it's. Well,
This shift, right?
Uh-huh.
One.
yes, this shift.
It's one?
Yeah, one.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, right now, obviously, I mean, it's pretty popping on the radio. 78's call and officers dying and stuff. But sometimes, in the morning, um, there could be, long pauses between calls. Like sometimes every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes and stuff, right? Not like every minute or so.
Hmm.
Um, and how do you feel about that?
Oh, it doesn't bug me. Gives me time to explore the station, learn the layout, uh,
Mm.
do other paperwork if needed.
Oh, good. Okay, I mean, the thing is, we just can't always be holding your hand,
Yeah.
keep
No,
yourself
understandable.
busy, right?
Yeah.
And of course, no, I agree. Here's the thing. At least with dispatch here, we want dispatchers to really try to, be friendly
Mm-hmm,
with other officers. I'd say most officers are pretty friendly. However, there are some officers that are in bad moods.
mm-hmm.
And but I like to say they're just having bad days. But you know what? You don't always have to like everybody. You know, and stuff. But most people are pretty friendly. Yeah. So it's a great opportunity to talk to your coworkers and really be familiarized um with like the layout and stuff. Um, good. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Like Pete said, like getting to know everybody in times where you're really not doing anything is a pretty big deal because honestly, not just because you want to be an officer, but like people just being able to recognize you as a person while being a dispatcher is pretty big. Um, No one means any harm if they like acknowledge you less than another person does. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
are always on go mode, and though like in this shift we have
Mm.
had people that have been dispatching. Sometimes they do kind of take control of their own stuff, because that's what they're like. That's what's been engraved for so long. So it's just something to like not take offense by. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, like the radio is yours, and you try to make sure you try like not control it but manage it.
Yep.
Um, and just like also not taking it to heart if someone does walk past by you and doesn't really, you can always be that person that's like, hello, like, hi, this is me, dispatcher, my name's this, um,
Mm-hmm.
in a friendly way. Also like knowing your boundaries, and like, some people might not joke the way that you do and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
But you know what?
Understandable.
I
being
mean, I
respectful.
do get the feel out of it and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You seem like a people person, Ron. So, yeah, so I won't worry too much about it. I will say, most of the dispatchers are pretty nice. If all, I'd say all the dispatchers. I didn't go all.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, you won't have any problems. But, um, here's the thing, Ron.
If it's one.
Ron,
Mm.
Ron, Ron. So, how many hours do you think you'll be working? Be honest.
Be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the
Probably
summertime.
probably more than 12 a week.
Oh, good, good. We like to hear that. We like to hear that. Now here's the thing. You mentioned shift two. Maybe on the weekend you want to come for shift one. Maybe you want the DJ and
He
come to
shift
shift
one.
three.
He shift
I mean shift two. If you want to come to shift two and three, you
one.
can. It's no biggie. It's no biggie. Okay. You're not like forced to just work shift one.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound alright?
Yeah, 100%.
Good, good, good. And
I don't mind other shifts.
oh, I'm glad to hear that. And then what's the other question? So now, as you mentioned, of course, you used to work for EMS.
Yes.
What happened?
What
Did you get
happened?
fired?
Was it an
No, I did not
amicable
get fired.
divorce?
I resigned.
Hi, Nix.
What was the reason?
How are you?
Reasoning
Hi.
behind it. I had a bunch of things going on out of city,
Oh,
and just you know couldn't put the time into it at the time. Didn't want to hold a position up, and did the right thing by resigning. And then if I wanted to come back, they said they would hire me on. Or but I also had other plans like this.
Girl, I'm so tired.
oh, okay, okay.
I'm having
That
the
sounds
day.
good then.
I'm
All
having
right,
the day.
perfect.
How long ago was this? When we were.
Looks like it's been
It's been a while.
Oh. Oh.
January.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yes.
Oh, I did sleep. I did sleep. Um, okay, so let's say you're on duty, and you know, officer goes down, an EMS goes down, and a doctor goes down. Um, which call takes priority over that?
Isn't that the EMS?
Why?
Because they're the ones that get help other people up. Yes, the doctor is
Mm,
down, but they work in the hospital
mm.
in a safer environment, technically. The
That's
next one would be an officer, due to, well, they enforce the law and
mm.
respond to calls.
Now you ate that up. Hold on now. That was a good answer.
Damn.
That was a good answer. I think you hit the nail on the coffin. Oh my gosh. Literally. Okay, well, what about, let's say you're eating a, hold on. Let me ask you this, okay? If you, okay, could make your own sandwich in this city, okay? What would be in it and why?
What would be in it and why?
I mean, not why. What would you name it? I'm sorry.
Could it be a sub?
Yeah, any sandwich you want.
Okay, it'd be chicken tender, right? Crispy chicken tender with American cheese, bacon, and mayo.
Mm. That's it?
Yeah, I don't know about
Okay,
that one.
lettuce. Lettuce. Let's add some lettuce.
Okay, so just no mustard, nothing?
No. No, 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 no.
Dang.
So
See,
I-
too
I'm
dry.
very simple man.
Okay, what would you name the sandwich?
I haven't gotten that far before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm,
Mm.
hmm.
Mm-hmm. 10 seconds on the clock.
You lost me on that one. You know what? I've never even thought of a name for that before.
Well, go ahead. I want to hear it.
I'm just gonna come up with something on the spot then. The crispy tender.
Oh my gosh. That's your sandwich name?
Oh, I'm
Yep.
here for chicken sandwich today.
I want a chicken tender sandwich too now. Okay,
Like
so now let's
spicy.
say you're eating the that's a name, I guess. Sorry. The crispy tender whatever chicken tender sandwich, okay? You're mid bite, it's like melting in your mouth. Fire, so freaking good, okay? And then after that, you get a call where you're mid biting the 78th call. Okay? Are you spitting out the sandwich? Are you gonna just talk with your mouth full? Are you gonna, chew it and swallow and then speak? What are you doing?
Depending on the severity,
78th
78th
call.
call.
Mm-hmm.
So that's immediate backup, right? Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Emergency.
Hmm.
Officers need you.
Spit that out into the garbage and get on the radio, damn it.
Mmm. Okay, okay. Okay. Now, if you could be any bird in this world, what bird would you be? And why?
Some people like to say eagle or a hawk, but I like to say hummingbird.
Ooh, why?
Fast and agile.
That's a good answer.
Very
Oh,
agile. Have you seen those things?
I have actually, yeah. I used to have a garden. They would come all the time.
They are
It's actually
insane.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Wow.
so I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? We have some great people that they when they get hired, they're dedicated, they're ready, they're like on go mode. Like they are just like prepared to be the next greatest thing in dispatch. Um, and there's some people that they're more like chilling. Um, what kind of person do you think you'd be? Do you think you'd be that person that's ready to go solo, ready to get full dispatcher, or are you like taking your time, or like
I'll
who?
be
Go ahead.
100% honest. I am a mix of both.
Okay.
Because I like to be ready to go and solo ready, but I also like to make sure I'm doing my job correctly.
Okay.
I
So
like that. I like that.
that's true. That's a good answer. So on top of that, right? So let's say like how do I say it? I'm trying to think how to say this. Okay, so you're getting your trainings in and stuff like that. You're solo. You could be on by yourself. Which I mean, you can go on duty by yourself. You can observe the radio anytime after you've been onboarded. But how do I? I'm trying to think of how do I. Sorry, I'm trying to think. So I mean, okay, I'm just gonna say it like bluntly, okay? Like you're here by yourself. Like, how do you keep motivated to like keep coming on duty? Like let's say there are multiple days that you're here by yourself, and not that there's like other dispatchers or not the other dispatchers, but like you just come on a time where you're alone. Most of the times you're
Honestly,
alone every time or something.
I would go and greet the LSPD and BCSO officers coming in and out
Mm, okay. So
to keep
like
myself motivated. Because I
how
like meeting new people.
okay, so meeting new people is your motivation to keep coming.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now let's say you've met everybody. Now what?
I can't possibly meet everyone. There's always new
Mm,
faces getting coming in and out, isn't there?
something like that. I don't know. What if it's just a
What do you
long
mean?
time?
Well, if it's just a long time without meeting someone new,
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. I'm always interested in looking around and looking for new things in the department.
Okay.
So
Good, good,
honestly,
good.
I like
Good.
seeking and seeing new things and different areas in the department.
Would you consider yourself a creative person?
A little bit, yes.
Have you ever like felt like a job was dull and had to like create something to do? You know, like let's just say you're working a 9 to 5, you're like, whoa, what if we did this as well? You know? Have
I've
you
been like that before in the past, yes.
okay, okay, okay. What did you do?
What did I do? Well, it was EMS. I actually went and thought up of an event idea for to fundraise EMS.
Oh, what was the event?
Wow, we like that.
Honestly, I don't remember the event.
Oh,
It's been that long.
that's okay, that's okay.
Okay.
That's good, that's good. Okay, okay. I see, I see. Um, but yeah. How would you rate your communication skills? That's a
My
good answer.
communication
I mean,
skills
that's a good
on
question.
a
Sorry,
1 to 5 or 1 to 10.
1 to 5. I like 1 to 5. I like five
1 to
stars.
5, I give it a 3.
Mm. So, like, let's say you weren't planning to be on duty because you got stuff going on. Would you be able to let one of us know, or would you kind of just like see if
Oh,
you would come
100%.
back? Okay, okay.
100%. I'd
Oh,
let someone know.
Perfect.
he reminds me of Bean.
Communication is key.
I see. I see. You're like aware of like chain of command. You said right earlier.
Yes, I know. Well, I know chain of command. I just don't know dispatch chain of command.
Don't worry. We'll go through that.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm. Go
Okay,
me too.
perfect. You know what? I think you seem like an eager individual, and that's what we like.
It's so.
That's what we like. Like I said, we're not here to like baby you, but we're also here to support you.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Um, as long as that's you feel everything's sounding good so far. I
mm-hmm.
mean, sorry, what was it?
Wait, what?
Ask the next question.
Oh,
I don't have it in mind.
oh, okay. Wait, wait. You want me to ask the next question, or like, do you have a question in mind?
Oh no, I don't have any other questions.
What?
I don't have it in mind.
Oh, okay, got it. So you said you shave your head, right?
Yes.
Is it because you can't grow hair, or like you just don't?
No,
You
I
just
can
like the
grow
bald
hair.
look?
It's just I like the bald look.
Oh, okay. So you're like a fake bald.
True. I mean, I guess if you want to call it that.
Like you're not just bald. Like you just want to be bald. You're bald by choice.
And less things to get like snagged on.
So you stick your head in a lot of things. Like what's going on?
I mean, no, but you ever get out of the car and your hair gets stuck on something in the car and it pulls it right out? It's like, ow, what the hell?
Ah, yep.
Like
Definitely know about that.
stuff like that.
Okay. Are you a friendly guy? I mean, we think you're a friendly guy, but are you a friendly guy?
I mean, I would believe myself to be.
Okay. Okay. I
I'm pretty
see.
relaxed, laid back. Like to be, anyways.
Mm, okay.
Good, good, kind.
Wait, why do you want to be a cop?
Why do I want to be a cop?
Yeah.
Well, I've answered this multiple times. I was EMS for so long, I've
Yeah.
seen the cop
But like
side so many, like
why?
EMS and all that. I've seen how cops work at EMS work, and it's a little bit different. It's a different pace, different style. Um, not only that, but I tend to like law enforcement and the job that they do. So I was interested in it for a while, and eventually want to give it a shot.
Oh. Oh, okay. I thought there was like a little more to it, but I hear you. I hear you. That's okay. Okay. Wait, did you? Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, that's honestly that's all my questions.
Fantastic. Okay, okay. We'll get back to you. Um, if we are gonna hire you, Ron, okay. But do you have any questions for us?
Yep. Yep.
Not at this point in time.
Fantastic. Okay, good, good, good.
Mhm.
Pay's pretty good. You get paid lunch breaks. Um, equipment's kind of provided.
Mhm.
We'll give
Mhm.
you money for it. And then yeah, pretty much. I mean, you've done EMS before, you know.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
standard procedures, pretty similar. Probably a bit more laid back. Also, once you pass once you about damn 70, once you become a full officer, okay. I mean, full dispatcher. Here's the thing. You can, like I said, you can apply to be a full officer later. But just so you're aware, we do have at least a 30-day no go period. They just recently hired people anyways.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be a while for a little bit anyways. Another thing is, so hey, I can't wait for you to meet the others if you were to
Mhm.
get hired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you get hired, this is true. Also, for the wait time to get an answer, it could be 2 days, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 years. Okay. I will contact you once I get an answer. As soon as I get an answer, I will let you know whether it's yes or no. Okay. If you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out to me. I'm pretty, available or flexible. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. If you have anything in specific that you want to ask me in the meantime, before or after, if you do get hired, like literally, I'm literally just a message away or text away. Just hit me
Okay.
up. I'm pretty uh open. Um, but yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you don't have any questions, you said?
No, I do not.
Okay, okay. Um, well,
Dang.
guess
Okay,
this is
perfect.
goodbye.
Hey, yeah. I'm glad you don't have any felonies.
Yeah, stay clean. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and walk you
All
out.
right, Ron.
Come, come, come.
We'll see you soon.
All right. See y'all
Maybe.
Have a
soon.
great day.
Maybe.
You
Goodbye.
too. Bye.
What did you think about
Oh
him?
yeah, yeah. I like him.
Yeah, he's
I like
actually.
him. I think he'll be. I mean, it would be hard to like train or anything. To be
Congrats!
honest.
Yeah, especially with him knowing like EMS stuff that's actually in the city. Like
Right.
that's really good. That's really good.
So
He already
I
has a
think it'll
good
be.
idea of what tentacles and stuff are and
Yeah,
how things
yeah,
work.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I like him. I like him and stuff. We're just gonna Froyo's opinion on it,
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. As for Dylan and stuff,
Yeah.
really short notice with him and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
I think he just literally got his interview, like if not 2 days ago.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he literally got interviewed and hired. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't like.
That is
I mean,
crazy.
I mean, I'm really happy for Dylan. I think
I
he's gonna
am
be a
too.
great cop.
He
I
did
think
tell
he'll
me that
be.
he still wants to do PNT and stuff like that. That's what he said to
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know
But
what?
dang.
I mean, that's really nice of him and stuff. But
Mm,
look, I don't want to put that much pressure on him.
yeah, yeah.
Especially being a cadet and stuff.
Yeah.
I wish PNT did give us over at LSPD gave us more what do you call it, like a heads up and stuff.
Yeah, I literally talked to him
I
on
mean,
Tuesday. Literally
right?
on Tuesday.
Um, you know, um,
2 days
but
ago.
here's the
Congrats
thing,
on.
if opportunity
Yeah.
arises, so we can't hold that to him and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I said, we'll meet great cops. I'm really happy for him and stuff. And we always knew that, right?
True.